Ooh, I have a spicy question for you all. What exactly is wrong with segregation? Now that I've gotten your attention, and at least half the audience, I'm sure their eyes are growing, going, oh, here comes Spoon's apartheid side. We all knew this was going to come out eventually. No, that is not where I'm going with this. But that does tend to be the first thing we think of when we think of segregation. Racially, you think apartheid, you think Jim Crow, etc., etc. Discrimination along racial lines. Now that's interesting because, let's be honest for a moment, shall we? As humans, we discriminate all the freaking time. By race, by age, sex, height, weight, religion, attire, language, mannerisms, wealth, education, myriad of reasons. Just for some reason, race gets elevated above all. Why? Not exactly sure. Even when it comes to segregation, people self-segregate all the time. And as long as it's done voluntarily, we're sort of fine with it, really. Except when it comes to white people, then it's a bit of a problem. I remember seeing this cartoon a while ago. I wish I could still find it. It had a white guy trying to fit in with a group of non-whites, and they called him a racist and pretty much told him to get lost. So he shrugs his shoulders and he goes, alright then, I guess I'll hang out with the white people. And then the non-whites point to the group of white people hanging out together and calls them all white supremacists. You look at that and go, yeah, that sounds about right. You freaking can't win with these people, can you? So racial segregation is really stupid as well. And I don't mean the concept of it, I mean more the disproportionate moral backlash against it. I know I'm not advocating for its return or anything like that. More of a below the shallow surface analysis of the phenomenon. Because I don't believe racial discrimination is ever based purely on the melanin count. That's absurd. Race, purely as a biological marker, is on face value an indicator of your ancestral DNA. It is a geographical indicator, based on the distance from the sun, for heaven's sakes. So this geographical location is going to impact how certain humans all over the world live, their ways of life, who they interact with, trade, civilization development, etc., etc. Different parts of the world have different cultures, and naturally they clash. And we have clashes within ethnic groups, for heaven's sakes. But if different ethnic groups, or racial groups for that matter, clash for the same reason, we will have idiots in our societies who will try and stir it up as racial animus for political gain. The fact that our societies, socially advanced as they are, apparently, still gets caught up in this level of petty tribalism, this primitive, over and over again, is frankly embarrassing. But here is an interesting question for you all. What exactly is the difference between strong borders and segregation? Reflexively, you would think scale, wouldn't you? Because you think, well, in terms of the nation state, this is done for protection. We prohibit the entry of others into the nation state. But when this same strategy is applied within the borders, it sheds the variable of defensively aligned discrimination, and now we think the state wields far too much power. So it seems to be, it becomes a case of who can engage in this discrimination and why. Because the justification for the nation state doing it is protection. Of what? What can you place under the category of protection? Private property, resources, culture even. What else? And how much power then must be allocated to the state in order to enforce this while still maintaining a balance of liberty? And can individuals outside of the state apparatus apply the same discrimination on a local level for the same purpose? Can a particular tribe or group of people, say, of a town or village go, this is our town or village, and we will only allow our own or our kin within our borders, as is our rights as the owners of the private property that is this land. And why should that not be permitted? Because you can't say, well, this isn't fair discrimination. But according to who is that unfair? Because if you disregard them entirely, you are discriminating against their beliefs or ways of life under the auspice that you somehow wield moral superiority. And who gives you the right to do that? Who or what stands by you to give you that authority? Now you can try and make the case, well, if these clearly unenlightened backwards people, or what else can we call them, natives, avoid mixing with the others, they may miss out on some innovations and breakthroughs, which is going to further exacerbate that horrible ill the left calls inequality. But who the hell cares? Because they might be happier not having access to OnlyFans, Chinese spyware, and toys to shove up their ass. And if you have any issues with this, well, by that logic, the colonial powers was one that civilized the world, because These ideas are all outdated and far right or some shit. There's a fun topic for you all to discuss, and that is all for today. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all next time.